Hi friends, this is Prashant here. Welcome to Hit 5. Due to the OTT platforms, many people who were never exposed to Malayalam cinema have started watching and appreciating the simple yet appealing stories and performances in their mainstream cinema. One thing that we all miss talking about a lot is how the preconceived notion of a lead actress has gone through a massive transformation in Malayalam cinema in recent past. Be it the pivotal roles they play or redefining the concept of the lead actress, we have seen many examples where the writing and direction have been so spot on that looks of an actor has become secondary now. A gentle disclaimer here, I'm using the term fair and lovely as an umbrella term for excessive makeup and enhancing one's looks by cosmetic procedures. My intention is not to talk about all the actresses but those who stand out according to my knowledge. Now, if you look at mainstream Indian cinema in general, you have a hero, heroine, villain, comedian, and a character artist. Even the award categories that we have in various industries is centered around these distinct characters in the movies. A lot of movies in Malayalam are blurring these lines between the lead actor, supporting role, and a negative role, like Thondi Mudalam Dirksakshiyam, or Ayyappanum Koshiyam, or Kumbalangi Nights, and many more. If you take mainstream Indian commercial cinema, both actor and actress has to look good, or in other words, eye candies. Even if the lead actor is not an eye candy type or much older, the lead actress has to look spotless, as that is a minimum expectation from the most audience. Even in Malayalam industry, which is generally known for portraying realistic characters, some directors like Priyadarshan and Sangeet Shivan had a high degree of glamour quotient attached to them. So these movies had a fair share of success as well, but never became the mainstay of Malayalam cinema. Even though I would like to focus more on the lead actresses of past 10 years, I think it would be unfair if I don't touch upon few actresses before that. In 2003, Nayanthara, one of the most talented and successful actresses in South now, started in Satya Nandikad's Malayalam movie Manasinakare as a rural, happy-go-lucky, confident and headstrong girl doing petty businesses like selling fish, eggs and other day-to-day chores to support her family. This was a fun, feel-good and well-written movie, and Nayan did full justice to her part. So likewise, we've had many talents like Urvashi, Shobana, Revathi who cut down their glamour quotient drastically to fit in the characters they played in Malayalam cinema. Past 10 years, the so-called new gen cinema has been the renaissance period for Malayalam. Many old-timers in Kerala criticized it in the beginning, but now most of them seem to be coming to terms with it and becoming part of it. Let's start with Nimisha Sajayan, who played the character named Srija in Thondi Mudalam Dirksakshiyam, directed by the gifted Dileesh Potham. Like many other Dileesh's movies, this was another great movie with impeccable performances. Nimisha's character was marvelously real, right down to her unshaped eyebrows. She had to stand neck to neck with other two national award-winning performers, Fahad Fasil and Suraj Venyaramur, and she did full justice to the role. Switching to Manju Warrier, who is considered as one of the best actresses in Malayalam cinema, showed her versatility and promise during the short 4 period during the beginning of her career until the oops moment happened. Yes, her marriage. She came back 14 years after the sabbatical in 2014 through How Old Are You?, directed by Roshan Andrews. As a woman going through middle-age crisis and eventually reinventing herself, Manju went on to act in various critically acclaimed movies and carved a unique path for herself, bridging the gap between the new age movie makers and old school audiences who wanted to see their good old Manju on screen. Parvathi Thiruvoth started her acting career in 2006 through Notebook and acted in various languages in South until she landed one of the most memorable roles in Malayalam cinema in the movie Bangalore Days. She played a wheelchair-bound radio jockey Sara with curly hair and thick framed glasses, yet she turned out to be one of the most beautiful characters in the movie. Likewise, her role as Pallavi Ravindran in Warrier portrayed her as an acid attack victim with big dreams. So was the movie Take Off, where she acted as a nurse Samira who gets stuck in Iraq during ISIS menace. Both Warrior and Airlift centered around Parvathi's characters. In other words, she was a real hero. The other male A-listers supported this movie fully by playing some key roles. Sai Pallavi broke so many stereotypes about beauty through Premam, and I think it should become a case study in some elite institutes. In this day and age where most teens and youngsters cringe and cry for having pimples, director Alphonse Putran decided to have Sai Pallavi flaunted with dignity. While Nivin's George character's transformation in the movie was lauded by all, Sai Pallavi stole the show during the second phase of Nivin's life. Likewise, Sai's well-written characters in Kali and Athiran didn't require her to enhance her looks by any means. Aparna Balamurali, another natural performer who plays Jimsy Augustine, a college student, didn't have to force herself into the magic that Dileesh Pothan created through Maheshinda Prathigaram, as it all fell in place beautifully. Her character indirectly inspires Mahesh, played by Fahad, to take photography seriously. While I'm on Mahesh and Pratikaram, it would be unfair to not talk about Anushree, who played the high school sweetheart of Mahesh, who eventually ditches him to marry someone from Canada. She in fact played a negative role, but her expressions towards the end conveyed a mix of guilt and satisfaction that allowed Mahesh to move on without much heartache. In general, both Aparna and Anushree have played effective natural roles where their performances superseded their looks by miles. Rajeesha Vijayan, who debuted in Anuraga Karikin Vellam, was well received by critics and audiences. Her role in June, which is coming of age cinema, was a perfect platform to showcase her talent, letting go of all the inhibitions when she played a 16-year-old teen to a 25-year-old youngster. So in this movie, even though June thinks she's worthless, the innocence she brings was cute and delightful to watch. The latest sensation in this series has been Annabelle, who debuted in Kumbalangi Nights, where she played a pivotal role as Baby Mole, a determined young woman who had a crush on Bobby since her school days and later dates him. Anna went on to act in Helen, a survival thriller where she gets locked up in a freezer room and gives us many nail-biting moments eloquently. The latest movie, Capella, was another well-made movie where she played a vulnerable character almost honey-trapped by pretend protagonist and organized sex trafficking gang. In both Capella and Helen, Anna Ben plays the main character. Rima Kallingal played Tessa in 22 Female Courttime, which was a trendsetter of sorts in Malayalam cinema where her lover facilitates her rape. Eventually, Rima figures out a way to seek vengeance very intelligently. Friends, all the actresses I mentioned above have shed their inhibitions about how they look on screen or have been worried about getting typecasted to similar roles in futures. Also note that none of the above mentioned movies are about feminism. These are new generation women who are challenging the preconceived notion of beauty by collaborating with effective storytellers and directors who showcase substance over style. Friends, as I conclude this video, colonial British taught the entire world back in the days that the lighter skinned people are fair and darker skinned people are worthless. This preconceived notion still dominates India's popular culture for the most part, and usage of fairness creams and other cosmetic products to enhance your looks have become quite necessary to succeed. I am no one to discourage anyone from using heavy cosmetics, but be cognizant of the fact that it is a multi-billion-dollar industry which will go to any extent to sell their products. Malayalam cinema is trying to play a small part to change this preconceived notion of beauty in Indian women by making them anchor the roles that give importance to substance over style. Thank you very much, folks.